Friends of Zeus podcast. Zeus fights John Zeus. Desiree, John Zeus. Here on the Friends of Zeus podcast.
Hello, welcome back to the Friends of Zeus podcast. This is episode 233. Tonight, we are going to let Desiree take the reins. We wanted to talk about recent news involving Candace Owens and her personal opinions on what's going on with the Charlie Kirk incident, we can call it.
The investigation or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got some interesting views. I'm kind of shocked by them actually. But Des, why don't you go?
So, as evidenced by the fact that y'all told me, you guys haven't seen any of the rabbit hole that Candace is going down and all of the theories that she's putting out there. You guys know nothing and haven't seen nothing.
I saw a little bit today, so I got a sample. Let's just say that. Like I
Yeah,
had
me too.
her I had her in no, I had her in the background because I was home today, and I got a little. I kind of didn't want the whole thing because I kind of figured I know Desiree, you're really good at presenting.
I can't even present the whole. I don't even. There's so much.
Yeah, no, that's what happened to me, to be honest. Like I was paying attention in the beginning, and then she kept going into like these characters, and then I
Yep,
was just
that's
like,
exactly where I was too.
yeah, like my eyes kind of like my mind
Glazed it
glazed
over.
over because I was like, just spit it out. What is it you're getting at? And she didn't really put it together. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you could get into it, then we'll get into it, and we can
You know,
go from there.
Okay.
if I may, real quick, she doesn't strike me as a sensationalist type of person.
Oh
So
well, yeah, I think we'll get into her, right? I mean, we can do
Yeah, so
that, but
let's kind of let's back up to a while ago. I don't know. So Candace Owens used to be on the Daily Wire.
mhm.
yep,
We all know what the Daily Wire is.
yep. Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, all those guys.
Okay. Ben Shapiro, or sorry,
He owns it.
Candace, yes, it's the network is owned by Ben Shapiro. Candace Owens was on there.
Didn't know
She
that.
was fired
Yep.
from a few years ago for comments made that apparently exposed her as being an anti-Semite.
Uh-huh.
Okay, which
Ben Shapiro is Jewish.
by the way, I used to watch her and watched all of them, and what the whole thing was, she was not a cheerleader for Israel in the war against Gaza. So I
Yes.
mean, they accused her of being an anti-Semite because she agreed with like the Dave Smiths of the world that the bombs had to stop, that this was a genocide, basically.
Yeah.
Like how could you look at pictures of dead babies with their limbs hanging off and be like, okay, it's okay? That was her whole thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
she was fired.
and I like Dave Smith. He's a good actor. He's the one that shows up on
Yeah.
Rogan all the time, right? The comedian.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he's all over this issue. Yeah.
super smart.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's super
Rogan's all
smart.
over this. You got stuff to say?
No, this guy Dave Smith who appears on Rogan. He's another comic.
Okay. So since that happened, she just took herself on her own, I guess, and she like has her own podcast
Like
and things.
Tucker.
Yeah.
I'm caught in the wire. I don't understand what's happening. I tried to do the I was tangled.
No, that was an equipment malfunction.
Okay, sorry. My bad.
Oh, there she goes.
Ah, okay, we're back. All right. So then there now did Charlie Kirk he's never really worked for I mean, obviously he's had his own deal, Turning Point USA, so but he was friends with all the folks from Daily Wire, yeah.
Oh, sure. He's friends also with other conservative, media figures, guys like Who am I thinking of? Non Daily Wire people like Tim Pool's another one. Like he's done the circuit. Patrick David, like he goes on all the shows, and then eventually Charlie Kirk had his own podcast, and he would have them as guests on his show.
So there were ties, friendly ties.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Except for they excluded Candace Owens because Ben Shapiro don't be liking her.
Okay, but all right. Now I got to chime in on this. When Charlie Kirk was coming up and Turning Point was growing, he toured with Candace Owen for years. Like
They were friends.
they were very, very good friends. Like they literally
Yes.
came up together in the ranks of these conservative personalities for sure. Because
Yes.
she would talk about Blexit, which was the black people exiting the Democratic Party. That's what she advocated for. And then he would advocate basically for, conservatism, Christian values, and young people, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so they're very close. And
Yep.
There's this narrative that Charlie and Candace like had a falling out. Have you seen that?
No, but if it's over this issue, okay, you know what I mean? Like I get it.
That's what the narrative is, that they had this falling out. Well,
Because Charlie Kirk was very pro-Israel, at least most of the time.
mhm.
I'm
So
sure
a
you'll get to
couple
that.
of weeks before his murder, there was an event. Some names have been thrown out. I don't know who these people are, but there was an event
In the Hamptons.
at the Hamptons. Apparently, there was like some investors, may or may
Yep.
not have been investors for Turning Point USA. Now, one of the people, basically, in a nutshell, basically, there was a bribe, or maybe not a bribe. Let me rephrase that. There was a lot of money, like a $1.5 million money
The
investment for Turning Point USA from Israel, basically.
Yep.
So Charlie Kirk could not, so he could be more pro-Israel, basically. Like that's the nutshell of it.
Well, wait, if I could unpack that, what I heard on that note is that there were certain speakers that they did not want Charlie to allow to present and speak at that event. One of them, namely the main one, being Tucker Carlson. And Charlie Kirk told them, go pound sand.
Yeah.
He's my friend. I respect his opinion. It's free speech all the way, baby. And I'm having Tucker speak at this thing. Because lately, Tucker has been very critical of Israel and their involvement in our country.
Yep.
Yep.
So because of that, I feel, do I sound really loud?
No.
Okay, sorry. I'm like camera. Okay. So that was a couple weeks before the Utah event. So during that time, so now Charlie is like, this is like, why are they like trying to pay me to spout this narrative? Like he's kind of having second thoughts about the whole Israel thing. Not like Candace, but he's kind of seeing more of her viewpoint, like understanding where she's coming from in a way, is what she's saying that they kind of talked about. Okay.
This is out of Candace's mouth. She's saying that they had
this is what she's saying.
Okay, that they had a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
so
cool.
she's saying that, yeah.
Okay.
So then when all of this happened, she basically kind of hinted at the fact, she didn't say this, but she's saying, okay, Charlie didn't take that investment, and he's going to continue. He's not like pro-Israel side necessarily now, or is not going to be bought to be on pro-Israel side. So it seems kind of funny. Maybe Benjamin Netanyahu had something to do with this.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the crux of her.
That's the nitty-gritty of that part.
All right. And I know that there's a lot, and this is what I don't know. Like she was getting into the meat and potatoes of why she thinks there's more to what they're telling us than there really is. Like that if you can get into that, cool. But I did know the basics is that she doesn't think he was killed by this lone young trans-loving gunman, right? She thinks there's more to it, and she thinks potentially it could be Israel.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So
And then wait, and just just so maybe to combat that viral rumor. But now Netanyahu actually came out and he read a letter that Charlie Kirk wrote to him to kind of validate. No, he loved us.
Hmm.
Yeah, but also he before he did that, like the day after Candace Owens was like, maybe Benny Boy had something to do with this.
Right.
Which I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know that his first name was Benjamin. I don't know. Or not Benjamin.
BB.
BB. I thought it was Benjamin.
No, it is Benjamin, but
It's
his
Benjamin.
nickname is BB.
Very
Oh,
good
okay.
name.
Okay. So BB the next day gets
After he
on
got after he got shot.
after after Can no, the next day after Candace Owens says this,
Okay, that's when he does.
he gets on the TV and he says there's these crazy claims that Israel had something to do with this. First of all, have you seen this? Have you seen him? This isn't about the letter.
Okay, this is the initial press conference after the Candace rumor started to okay.
Yeah, so after that, which was the next day, he gets on and he's like, and does like a actual like media, not like a press conference, but like a media release.
This is insane. It is false. It is outrageous. Well, somebody has fabricated a monstrous big lie that Israel had something to do with Charlie Kirk's horrific murder. Charlie loved Israel. He loved the Jewish people. He told me so in a letter that he sent me just a few months ago. One of my greatest joys as a Christian, he said, is advocating for Israel and forming alliances with Jews to protect Judeo-Christian civilization. He told me, the Holy Land is so important to my life, it pains me to see support for Israel slip away. Charlie Kirk was a great man, and a great man deserves honor, not lies.
Okay.
Basically saying that these rumors are preposterous. Charlie was a great man. We loved him. He was going to come to Israel, which is not the case. He was not going to go to Israel because that was part of the bribe. That was part of the investment or bribe, whatever you want to call it, was for him to go to. He was going to get this money. He was going to go. Netanyahu invited him to Israel,
Hadn't he
whatever.
been there before?
Well, yeah, but he invited him
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Israel and he comes to Israel. You do whatever the fuck they have planned for you. You get this investment money. You go on
I got
home.
it. It was part of the package. Okay.
It's part of the package. Well, he didn't. He declined it. You said they told him pound sand.
Right.
So, then these rumors come out, and then he Netanyahu decides that he needs to get on and make a media release,
Sure.
clearing his name.
Yeah, clearing the nation. Right. I got it.
Which, okay, sure. But like, if you didn't know any of that stuff, like if you were a person just at home and you didn't know any of this stuff that Kansas was saying, and he comes on, and he says that, what are you thinking?
You mean like if you don't know anything about the Candace rumors that he just mentioned?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, part of me is like, if he's basically getting out there and saying, "Look, everybody, there's a lot of accusations flying my way. I'm just here to tell you that there's absolutely no basis in fact for it." Like nowadays in the viral age, where if you don't say something, shit's just gonna because Israel right now they're losing the PR game big time anyway.
Mhm.
And so to take, maybe he was just like, okay, I got to put the brakes on this shit. Let me go out there and let me just, douse the rumors. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To the best, whether you want to believe them or not. You know what I mean? That's up to the person who's watching it.
I
But
gotta say, um, he's lost his luster with me. I'm starting to believe. I don't believe yet, but I'm starting to believe that he's a little shady. Like
mm,
he's been
yeah, a lot of
involved in
people.
too many things that are controversial. Netanyahu, I mean.
Oh yeah, a lot of people feel that way. Even in Israel, a lot of people are down on him for sure.
I haven't, formed a solid opinion on him, but Charles Barkley once said, don't, like if you're in the public eye, you have a responsibility to tell people not to follow you for certain things you do. And this guy's in
Yeah.
the public eye, and he just spaghetti test. Everything's getting thrown up against the wall, and he's just He's Teflon. He never seems to do it.
Well, he's been in power there, like if not all the time, most of the time for the last fucking. It seems like forever since
Was
he's
he in
been.
power when they did that backdoor computer program where they can basically uh, access anybody around the world? I can't remember what it's
I,
called.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. I never heard that.
Okay.
I know Mossad is no joke. So,
No shit.
Candace's theory that this was like a military style hit, if that's what she's suggesting, which Desiree says that that's pretty much what she's suggesting.
He's suggesting
If you
even
listen to it,
more.
that's what she's suggesting. She's suggesting that this, well, the first part of it is Israel had something to do with this, whether it be it was their guy, whether it be the guy was paid off, because at this time, I don't I don't know if the guy had actually been caught. Well, I
Pegasus
could,
is
Yeah,
what it's called. Sorry.
he got caught. He got caught pretty fast. What's Tyler Robinson? Is that the guy's name?
yeah, let me see
Yeah.
what
He got caught pretty quickly. I mean, I remember it was within. It seemed like within 24 hours they had the name and the texts. There was a big police press conference. I don't think it took them long because we did the podcast that night and they hadn't gotten anybody yet. Because I remember being like, they better catch somebody or this is going to reek of just government bullshit. And then they did, but I think it was like the next day.
yeah, um
I don't know, but be that as it may.
I
I
don't
mean,
know. There wasn't a lot. I don't know. What the mess, like, how they release the messages and all that stuff. That stuff hadn't been released when she released this video about Benjamin Netanyahu and
I
how
got it.
very on.
I got it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So then, so there's that. He comes out and he tells the world that this ain't him. This wasn't him. She's talking about look the other way. Okay. Then then we get like releases of like kind of what happened. So this is the story with Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson, they released these photos, and if you look at if you think about the photos, just they're all of these pictures are of him like doing like there's not like a straight on face picture
You mean in the
that's ever
surveillance
released,
footage,
right?
right?
That's ever released by the feds.
Right.
It's all like these like you can see like this much of his face, like
He's got like a hat
or
on.
he's like it's like this, you can't
Right.
really tell.
You
I
can't
mean,
see a full.
no
Right.
one knows, yeah. So, and then we get the videos of him running and all that kind of stuff. So the story is this: he gets up there on the roof. He uses his grandfather's shotgun. He puts it in his
Not a shotgun. It's a Mauser.
It's a rifle
he uses his grandpa's long gun.
Yeah.
He disassembles it and
on the
then
roof.
on the roof, and then takes one shot, runs, ditch, and then we later found out he ditches the gun in the woods, and then apparently just runs home. I don't know, but then or goes somewhere. We're not really sure where he goes after he ditches the
As if I
weapon.
may interject, there's more to it than that. He
Yeah.
disassembles it on the roof, which most experts are saying it would take like 3-4 minutes, and
Mhm.
then he reassembles it out in the woods.
I was getting to that.
Why?
I was getting to that part, but
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So hold on.
No, and also wait a minute, Desiree. There's surveillance footage also. I think from somebody's like ring cam of him walking through like a suburban neighborhood
Yeah,
with.
I'm getting all that.
Oh, I thought you said that we had all the surveillance. Okay.
Right, right. So no, I'm just saying of his face, like all the fate that have you seen this guy? And it's like this.
No, totally. Right. I've seen that.
It's like he
So
knew the cameras were there.
or it's like, why are you only releasing us this?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so he goes and ditches the gun. We don't know how. Then we don't know where he goes, and then all of a sudden he texts his fiance or his roommate,
His boyfriend.
Lance Twiggs. I almost said fiance.
Uh-huh.
He texts Lance Twiggs and he's like, "Look under the keyboard. I have a letter for you." Lance Twiggs allegedly goes and looks under the keyboard, finds this letter, and this letter says, "I had the chance to take out Charlie Kirk, so I took it." And then Lance Twiggs texts like we're texting, texts him back, what? What? Question mark
Wait,
over.
what?
And then so we're released these messages.
Right. The cops let those out. Right.
Yeah, so and then uh, then his father, his mom or something sees like this much seen on the news of have you seen like this is the shooter, thinks it looks like your son, calls the dad agrees it looks like their son. Then the dad calls Tyler, it's like, well, where, like, send me a picture of grandpa's gun, whatever. So they're like, hey, you they talk to him and say, you are looking like the shooter. And Tyler Robinson is like, oh, I'm just gonna kill myself. And then they convince him to talk to a family friend, and then that family friend convinces him to turn himself
I
in.
think it was a pastor.
A pastor.
Yeah. Now, if I
Wait,
may, I
and
just
then hold
wondered.
on. And then he turns himself in, and he is not yet, he's not,
He hasn't confessed.
he hasn't confessed, but he turned himself in. Oh, and there's like basically all these Discord messages saying that he did it.
Well,
Well,
yeah, there's the letter and there's the text messages that they
And then
got
there's the
between the two
Discord
of them
server.
where he says, I did it, and
But
that's what they
he's
say. There's a lot of shady dialogue in the text. People are not taking those seriously as a real conversation that two 22-year-olds would have via text. Like there's perfect punctuation. He refers to the car as a vehicle. It just sounds, people think it sounds made up. I don't know that I believe that, but that's one of the things behind this is that people don't
here,
believe
well,
the text.
but so that's the narrative where they hear,
well,
right?
I want to throw
Right.
something in.
Okay. So
That's
then
the
we'll pick it
narrative.
apart.
If you allow me for a second, right after, I guess within the next morning or something, before they found Tyler Robinson, there was a video of this guy that he was arguing with, like kind of vehemently, and he looked way more like the videos that we saw later. Do you guys remember this guy?
I don't
Like,
know. What are you talking about?
No, I don't know the
there was a
story.
guy that was arguing with Charlie Kirk, and he was hostile.
Oh,
And
oh,
he looked more like the images that we saw once they said, "Well, this is what the guy looks like." He looked. I mean, Tyler does look like that, but this guy,
Yeah.
there was just something
I know
about.
what you're
I
talking
was like,
about.
"That's the guy."
So I watched these videos actually that you're talking about, and I got this weird feel like, oh my God, what if one of these people? Because there was like three inter exchanges between Charlie Kirk and university individuals that they were showing. They're like these three exchanges are pretty hostile. This one happens to look like the pictures that they're releasing, and it's
Right.
kind of
So
chilling, like to think about. Whoa, shit, what if he?
what if he
But
hunted him down? Right.
mhm. But
And the old
okay,
man throwing up a smoke, whatever you call it, smoke
Oh
screen.
yeah, he was trying to give the guy time to escape. That guy, the old guy. Yeah.
yeah. So that's the narrative. So let's kind of rewind. So TMZ report T, TMZ released some footage from a doorbell cam from the neighborhood that's right. You know how you have a school and then you have a neighborhood. Okay.
I don't buy
Yeah.
that shit at all.
Well, the person in the video had a maroon shirt on and shorts. Okay.
Person that they think is him.
The person that they're saying is probably him walking by.
Right.
However, I, the press conference from the feds or the investigation says that he arrived to campus in a gray Dodge Charger wearing a maroon shirt, shorts, da da da. So
Yeah.
if that was truly him in the video, where's the Dodge Charger and why? Granted, it could be that he parked in a very not parking lot, like he didn't park on campus parking, and he parked
Have they
like
found?
kind of further away, and then he had to walk through the neighborhood. That could be it. But
Yeah, he
there's
ditched. In other words, he ditched the car.
it could be, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
or I parked it way far away. But anyway, because
I mean, he ditched the gun. Maybe he ditched
well,
the car.
when you
Yeah.
see, okay, so when he's running off the building, so he jumps off the building, runs, 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 runs. crosses the street and continues to go. I mean, where was he going? Probably to his car. That was
Well, he
way the
was.
fuck out there. You know
Well,
what I
we know he
mean?
went to the woods, right?
Yeah,
Allegedly,
so
because
what
he
if the
dropped the
car
gun
was
off.
past the woods?
And he texted that he was
So,
going to the woods. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
so, okay, so there's that. So shorts, he had shorts on. And then he does the deed. And then the report is he's wearing different, like he has pants on when he's
Right, in a
running,
dark blue shirt or something.
like a black shirt
Yeah,
with a
with
flag on it.
America Freedom or something.
Yeah, so he has a black shirt with a flag, and then
Pants.
pants on, jeans. But
Yeah.
then there's another photo of him at a Dairy Queen at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
with
Oh,
a
the
red
Dairy
shirt
Queen.
on and like blue jeans on. So he has three different and then also when he turns himself in, he has the same outfit on as he had when he committed the crime. So there's 4 outfits in this situation. Why so many outfits?
How about this? Don't you find it interesting the parallel between him and Mangione, who also inscribed his bullets, and they're both captured at like fast food, for lack of a better term, at the counter. Like, I just find that a little too.
I don't know. I think that's normal when
I'm.
people.
I mean,
I
no,
don't
it's.
remember people being caught on at
Wait.
7-Eleven or Dairy Queen or Arby's or anything before, but suddenly, and maybe it's
Well,
because
there's other
Mangione.
shooters that have been writing. They're all inscribing the bullets nowadays. So are the people firing into ICE facilities and whatnot, like the guy down who's killed
It
the.
seems like the trend.
That's the new trend, is to do that. Now, as far as when was
Feels
he
like
found
some
at Dairy
MK
Queen? When was he
Ultra.
seen?
Like 6 something p.m.
But that night.
Yeah,
Okay, so he stopped for ice cream after he shot a guy.
chicken tender basket, gotta
Yeah,
eat.
gotta eat.
Which
Yeah, I don't understand the 3 different outfits, but I mean, I kind of do. What if
I
he had a?
understand outfit change, sure.
Yeah, because you're trying to throw people off, and you run into a bathroom, you change your clothes, you come out, and you just blend. You know what I mean? Like, I get that.
But they're saying he ditched clothes. Or
Yeah.
Where
in the
are they?
messages, he's saying he ditched the clothing. In the messages, he's to Twigs, he's saying that he ditched his clothes. But like he had the same outfit on as he had on in the crime when he was turned himself in.
And
So
this
what
is
clothes
what
are they
Candace
talking
Owen
about?
is kind of talking about.
This is all the things that she's pointing out. Okay. So this is not mine, this is hers. This
I
is
can't
her
wait till you get to the one
this is
that I
her
hope you heard
timeline.
about
So
tactical gear.
then,
Well, she's going through the whole thing.
yeah, I'm gonna go through it. So then the about the gun, yes. Okay. The narrative, he disassembled the gun on the roof.
Very bad.
But like that one of those very first pictures, that those videos that came out of the incident, it's like the shooting happened and then like you can see that figure like it was less than a second. It was like less than a half a second after like the shooting happened, people duck, and then you can see this kid running
That's what
on the
they
roof.
told us. That's what they told us. Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember that video?
Yeah, I saw the video.
So how could he have disassembled the gun?
Well, that's what. Yeah. So she's saying what they're telling us about the timeline doesn't make any sense, basically.
Right. And they found the gun assembled.
Right. So he took the time to put it back together once he got in the woods and just left it there. Like, why would he do that?
Yeah, I don't know why.
It doesn't make any.
It doesn't make any
It
sense.
doesn't make sense.
Also, one thing what I'm about to say is my thought. Okay. So they're like when she's kind of sharing these text messages, which we can look at kind of a little bit, but basically he Twigs, no, not Twigs, Robinson is he ditches the gun, and I guess he has this thought that he wants to go back and get it
What's his grandpa's
because it's his
heirloom?
grandpa's gun. So then why would you ditch it? But okay. And also, what are you gonna do with it? Anyway, whatever. So he says that he's in Orem. Is that how do you say the name of that town?
I guess it's Orem.
Orem. Orem. So he says to Twigs that he is in Orem still because he's waiting to get the gun. But there's still a police cruiser. That's what he
I
says.
yeah, I heard this. Yeah.
So like he had to have been watching this
Well,
to
he's
know.
hiding out in the woods at that point, isn't he?
I don't think he was they like tore those woods up. So he
So
is
he's
either
just hiding
on a
something.
house and he either hiding out like at a house or like on campus still watching
Yeah.
them so he
Okay.
can know when his time is to go in, you know?
Right.
So like why I mean if they tore up the place, how come they didn't find this guy at that time?
I don't know.
I don't know. Um so there's that. So he then like he only waits an hour and then he's like, oh, okay, well I guess I'm not getting the gun, dang it. My old man's gonna kill me.
Very bizarre conversations. Worrying about his dad gonna kill him when he just assassinated somebody. It
Yeah.
like
Well,
Which
at that point, I think he thinks he might still get away with it
for
when he's talking about his dad and the gun and all that. Like he hasn't started to communicate with his parents yet, because that's when he decides to turn himself in, right? That isn't that what you said, Desiree?
yeah,
let me get conspiratorial for a
hold on.
second. Um, isn't it convenient that information comes out on him really quickly from like his boyfriend and his
Yeah.
family? I like it just it does it I don't know who to trust anymore. It's it's a weird world we're living in because with AI and like the image of the guy jumping off a roof, that could be anybody. That could have been done 6 days earlier. You know what I mean? You don't know.
So okay, so it says um he I had planned to go to grab my rifle from the drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Um
Right.
if I'm not able to get my rifle unseen, I'll have if I am able to get my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they've moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Um, I wish I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. So, which kind of makes sense about how I was saying, like maybe he parked way the fuck away and had to walk through that neighborhood.
Makes sense.
I'm worried that what my old man will do to me if I didn't bring my grandpa's rifle back. Um, I worry about prints I had to leave on it in a bush where I changed outfits. They
Now,
didn't
if
have,
he had the presence of mind to disassemble it and reassemble it and all that, why wouldn't he have had the presence of mind to wipe off the fingerprints?
Well,
why
You
would
know?
you not just bring it if you're planning on we can tear that out. This is not really the point, but if you are thinking you're gonna have to go back and get the rifle, why the fuck would you just not bring if you're you got to get to your car. You got to run through these woods to get to your car. Just I don't know.
bring the
Ditch that
gun.
shit in a fucking river. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think
It's
you ditched
shady.
it in some woods. I
But
don't know.
fucking
Yeah.
bury it 2 feet underground. There's a million things that he could have
Yeah,
done.
Well,
75 miles away.
Well, either way, I mean, the whole point of him, whether he buried it in the ground or not in the woods, he wants to get it back to his family because he thinks he's going to skate if he can get the evidence, right? So he has to go back. So why would he leave it? Like, I get your point. Now, maybe he's got to walk through these suburban neighborhoods to get to his car, and he doesn't want to be seen slinging a rifle or whatever. I want to know, did he in fact? What makes no sense to me is the disassembling it on the roof when you're trying to get out of there quickly, and
Yeah.
then why reassemble it? Why reassemble it at all? Like why not just leave it in the bag or wherever you have it all folded up enough to carry it? Like why would you put it back together? Like that I don't understand.
There's so much that doesn't make sense.
So, but they're saying they found it fully assembled.
Yes.
That's why this is an issue. Okay, because if they definitely found it that way, then none of it makes sense to me. I don't know why he would do that.
And when you see him jumping off of the roof running
Yeah,
down the grass,
yeah.
it's not at like it does it's not like he has a it doesn't look like he has a rifle in his jeans.
No. He's got
I think he
something.
had a bag.
He's got like a baggie. He's got a bag or a sack of something when he
Yeah.
does that, and I assume that's the disassembled gun in that case.
No, at that point it's reassembled.
No, I thought he does that later in the woods.
Oh
We
yeah,
don't
you
know
know
where
what?
he
You're
does
right.
it.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, they're saying he disassembled the thing on the friggin' roof, and that's why the timeline doesn't make any sense. Desiree was talking about that.
Yeah. Well, this is what Candace Owens is saying. Like that's why she pointed all this out.
Yeah, well, and then I don't know if you. What about these characters that she's talking about? Did you follow along? She's talking about a guy named Lyman whose name keeps coming up.
Mhm.
Do you know what his angle is in this? Because I
No, that's where I started to get lost. Okay, so hold on, let me go back. So she's saying, "Oh, this timeline doesn't make sense. The Discord server doesn't make sense. The
the
family
text,
friend, that he doesn't the texts are weird. Like the other weird thing is about the feds release these messages, but they didn't release timestamps.
right?
So that's weird. Like, why would you just not release the timestamps with the messages anyway? So why this pastor or family friend that convinces him to turn himself in was in fact a undercover detective,
Really?
just so everyone knows. Yeah.
Huh.
That was a family friend, but it wasn't a pastor.
Huh.
Okay,
So then they kind of they also arrested or took into custody or whatever you want to say. They took in for questioning Mr. Twiggs. This is
okay.
when we find out that Mr. Twiggs is like transitioning, yada yada. Okay. So, but he gets released like the same day,
Hmm.
which I'm like, so you have this, you read this letter, you have all these messages in your phone, you have a lot of information on this person, and they just released him.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Like they don't.
if the conversations with him happen and the timeline is validated by the text, like assuming they have access to that, then this person doesn't know anything until after the murder's already happened.
And they may
So
have
what
wanted
would
to
you have
follow
him?
him. They may have wanted him to feel comfortable and slip up or
Well, yeah, but you have nothing to hold him on. I mean, like, what are you holding him on? Like, there's no pre like it doesn't look like they conspired in any way via text. There's none of that. So what are they holding him for?
yeah, and he was
I don't
with
know.
them.
I don't know. It just seems it just seems a little weird. Like it just seems like they didn't really talk to him for very long. I mean, and maybe he was like, "Here you go." I don't know. Here you go. Here you go. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I think
and
a
plus
big
they're
part of
doing
this for
invest.
me is how fast it was all done with people that should have been in his close circle. That bothers me. And dad is kind of cutting ties. I think they said the dad is not even talking to him, and he didn't accept the $100,000 that they were
Oh,
giving
well,
him.
Well, hold on. Wait,
I've
before
got
we
a
get to dad.
tidbit. I've got a tidbit on that, unless maybe Desiree, you're thinking the same thing.
Before we get to dad.
Yeah.
So,
Because I heard there's
um,
a reason. There's a lot of reasons why Dad's not talking to him. That's all I'm
there's
saying.
a lot of yeah, about the characters. There's a lot of characters.
Yep.
Well, first of all, Lance Twiggs, if I would think that if I'm Lance Twiggs, I would get on Good Morning America and I'd be like, "Listen, y'all. I this ain't I don't this I have nothing like that's the person I would think that would get on Good Morning America and be like, I don't got nothing to do with this, and not Netanyahu. But
Well,
anyway,
Netanyahu's got a lot
Yeah,
more
well,
media pull than
and that was
I
something that
don't
I
know. If
found
I was Lance
really
Twiggs, if you go boop boop boop, hi, Good Morning America, my name is Lance Twiggs, I'd like to say some things. They'd be all over
right.
that shit,
well,
No, I hear you.
all
I hear
over.
you.
and for
Well,
what it's
But everyone
worth,
else could seem to get a fucking Good Morning America, Good Morning America spot, leading me to the characters. So the characters are this guy that you talked. There's so many. That's why I'm saying this is where I start to get lost. I was following until all these characters.
well,
yeah.
So she's
and
like,
you
I'm
guys
investigating
appreciate
everybody.
what I'm going to say here that even though Charlie Kirk was a major force in the conservative movement, that he's still kind of small potatoes for Netanyahu to take this much interest in.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Also that
That almost says that maybe he did have his hands in it in some way.
I don't know.
it's not like the
I
president got
I gotta
assassinated and he's like, oh, it wasn't
disagree.
me.
I got to disagree. He's not small potatoes. He basically he's got a whole movement going on in colleges all across the country. I mean, Trump got the vote 18 to 30-year-olds. There was a 9 point swing in favor of Republican votes. That's
Okay.
really because of Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
You know,
I'm not saying that he's small potatoes. I'm saying that in the world leader arena, I find it interesting that not Nick.
See,
I agree with you, Zeus. Like, why is he even like getting the time of day to Candace Owens? Because who the fuck is Candace Owens? I mean,
I don't
in
know, guys. These
comparison,
people have millions of views, and Israel's worried about PR right now.
And
They
Israel's,
just are.
but Netanyahu didn't do just one letter or press
No, he
conference.
did the letter after, right? He did the
Yeah.
second one with the letter, right?
That just seems
Maybe you'll get to that.
yeah,
bizarre.
he did. Yeah, he did that. Yeah, he did that. So he did. Sorry, let's get back to the characters. So the characters, so Candace Owens is like, I'm investigating everybody. She's
Hmm.
like, I gotta find out. So she talks to Lance Twig's family. Apparently, allegedly talks to Tyler Robinson's members of his family. Probably maybe not the parents, I don't know, but and
Maybe.
then a bunch of people that live in this town.
Right. Yeah, she's
Orem.
getting tips.
She's getting it. Wow. The Candace investigative associate, whatever she calls it.
I give her a lot of
So
credibility. I don't, whatever is
people
going
are talking to her, and
on.
she's like,
Yeah, people.
I gotta get down to these people that release the videos.
Hmm.
Who is responsible for the videos? She
Yeah.
wants to
Well,
know
I
who the
mean,
fuck released these videos. Okay.
that's why this is the story and why we wanted to talk about it as a possible podcast episode because Candace Owens, she's got a big audience. She's gotten an even bigger audience since she got canned from Daily Wire because that gave her some pub because people knew why she got fired. And what's interesting is I do remember those videos. You can find them with Charlie and Candace on a small stage together for
Mm-hmm.
years.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that
When
you can say
Dan
about
came,
Candace Owens, to your point, Zeus, she does come across as pretty friggin' sincere. Like she believes what she's saying. And I think
it's a crazy
that
talk.
goes to why these rumors are spreading.
Yeah.
I mean, say
I'm
what you
not
want
just going
about
to
her.
poo-poo what she says.
I mean, she currently has a lawsuit from with her and the Prime Minister of France, the President of France,
Yes.
I don't know, his
Because she
wife.
says his wife's a man.
Yeah, and so she has a defamation
It's a
lawsuit
man,
currently
baby.
going on because of that, and she's like
She
sticking with it.
Yeah, she's totally sticking with it. She's got her investigative network on the case.
So the characters. So she finds out who the person is that whose house the footage from the doorbell camera. She talks to the person that's house that was.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, she talks to the so in the very beginning when all this kind of when on the day that he was shot, one of the very first videos that kind of came out was there was this guy and it's kind of like a very far back video and he's like somebody's on the roof and he like zooms in and he like is taking a video of the shooter like crouched down in shooter position. You
Oh,
know that
wow.
video? And he's like,
No.
so yeah, well there that video exists. Well, she talks to that guy. She talks to the people that did this one of the there was a chick on Good Morning America that was like it was like 4 a.m. and she's doing this interview with some kids and she and these kids were there and so they're talking about like what they saw. She talks to that chick. She talks to all of these people. Basically, all of what she finds out is all of these people have ties to each other in some way.
Huh.
Which this is where I'm like, okay, this is a rabbit hole. And I'm getting lost because yeah, of course they have ties to each other. It's fucking Utah. And
Right.
it's a smaller town and like
It's a
they're all gonna have
college
ties to each
town, so
other.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So now I'm like, now you're kind of grasping at straws on this, Candace. For what I feel like I was
But
gonna get until
again,
all this.
she
Right.
doesn't strike me as the grasping at straws type. At bare minimum, she knows something that hasn't been revealed. How much it incriminates people, all that could be questioned. But she seems very rational at all times.
Well,
Yeah, yeah, I do. I agree with you, but also like I don't really think that these people have anything to I mean, they're
And
just
she, to your point, she did just lose, if everything they say is true, one of her best friends.
well, that's why
yeah.
she doesn't believe what they're telling us, and that's why she's like, I'm getting to the bottom of this. I'm not buying what they're selling.
And even
But
if
at
they did
some
have a
point,
falling
you got to
out,
think like if you
I was going to say, even if they
No,
have a falling out, you can have a falling out and never
they
want
didn't.
to see the person again, but then they get shot and you're like, wow, that really sucks. And you
No,
realize,
they didn't have they
they didn't
didn't
have
have
a
a
falling
falling
out,
out.
but like it kind of now see in the beginning I was like, yeah, yeah, Candace, like yeah, you're pointing out you're saying a lot of good shit, like okay. And then when she gets into the character bit, like it's kind of like, okay, girl, you're spiraling. Like I think that you're really grieving this, and you
yeah,
just
yeah,
want answers, and I think you're kind
I
of maybe
agree with
looking in the
that.
wrong places. To me,
Right,
Des, you're killing me here.
now she's like talking about the mayor or the governor
right. So
and
it,
also the person that ran for the gubernatorial spot against him. She's like implicating so many individuals.
well,
Basically,
also,
according to her, the whole fucking town had something to do with
well,
this. They were all
everybody,
paid by
yeah,
Netanyahu. Like,
it gets a little nutty. One thing I heard, I don't know if you, well, one thing Zeus was talking about how the dad's not talking to him.
mhm,
Zeus and Desiree, maybe you remember this from her interviews. She found out that the dad, the family, didn't even know that he was gay
yeah.
until all of this came out. Like that's
Mhm.
how they found out that he had a transgender boyfriend that he was engaged to be married
Yeah,
to.
he was telling his family that there's this girl he wants him to meet.
Right.
That's not
Right.
surprising. Some people can be on the.
No, it's not. It's not surprising.
Which,
I
if he
just
was
thought it was
transitioning,
wild.
maybe he thought he could pass her off as a chick. I don't know. But
So,
so the other thing, this fact was dropped today. It was either today or yesterday, one of the two. So now apparently, word on the street is that Tyler Robinson turned himself in not on the basis of he's the killer, better just turn him in. That he's not even suicidal, but the reason that he turned himself in is because his dad said to him, "You look like this guy that they got on the news. You need to just go turn yourself in to clear your name."
Right.
And Tyler's thinking, or
it
maybe he
could be
thought,
considered a
well, I don't
smart
want to get
move.
shot if they come raid my shit.
Yeah. It could
They're
be
gonna come raid
considered
my
a
place.
smart
I'm not
move
trying to
if
get
he
caught up
was
in that.
innocent to get in front of it and get public eyes on you. And I mean,
Yeah,
but again,
but
it's a 22-year-old. They're barely out of finding skid marks in their underwear territory. This is a very complicated and complex conspiracy that he's been involved in, and I don't see one or two 22-year-olds being capable of doing something on this level. You know
Oh,
what I
I
mean?
totally. I so you're already buying that he's not the killer?
No, I'm not necessarily buying it, but if Desiree will get to the part about the tactical gear that Candace Owens was talking about, we can delve into the more conspiratorial
Well,
portions of it.
well,
it's
so that
already he
basic,
did it or he didn't. I mean, you either believe in what they told us
That's getting
or
harder and
you're
harder for me.
or you're not, you
I
know?
don't know what tactical gear you're talking about.
Oh, if I may, I read something that Candace Owens said that it wasn't even him that shot him, that it was some guy that was on another building wearing tactical gear, and that he was Patsy, a Lee Harvey Oswald of sorts.
Yeah, see, well, because I mean, if you believe that he is not the shooter, then you could place somebody else. The big. Okay, let me back up. So the guy that had, sorry, the guy that shot that video, one of the very first ones that came out about the guy crouching on the roof, and he's like, "Is that a person on the roof?" That guy. When she talked to that guy said that it it didn't even this person on the roof when he's looking at it looked like somebody wearing tactical gear, and it looked like a foreigner, which I'm like discredited because that was so far. You can't tell that far away what the fuck somebody. I mean,
You could tell olive
could you?
skin or darker skin. This kid was white, like you read about, so you could see darker skin. Perhaps.
I don't know how far away he was. I don't think I saw that
There's two
video.
in
Wasn't
the
that
video.
far away.
There's two zoom. Like it was far away at first, and then there's two zooms. I mean, like it that from that distance, I'm not real positive how positive you could be as to yes, he was wearing tactical gear and he was a foreign agent.
Now,
I'm
to
not real
argue
sure
to
how you
his
could.
point, again, a
Well,
22-year-old jumping 14 feet, I think they said it was, and landing without spraining his ankle
well,
or
well,
knee.
he's limping. He's limping in the surveillance video
Yeah,
from
but
the
he's
from the
limping because
house.
they said that he's got the rifle in his pants.
No, we know he left it in the woods. They found it.
Right, but
No,
he
after he
traveled
jumps
through
off the
the,
roof when he had to
yeah,
run
once
into
he
the
jumped
woods.
off the roof, he put it in his pants and walked through the neighborhood, and then he deposited his
Oh, okay.
bag.
I got you. I got you.
So the limp may have been artificial. But again, a lot of skills. Like, I mean, I wouldn't jump off I mean, I've got the bad knee from the accident, but I wouldn't jump off of a 14-foot roof and probably not get injured, you know?
But hold
Right.
on though, you got adrenaline playing to that
And
to
he's
your
and he's a
That's
kid.
that's
He's
that's what
22.
gravity does to your bones.
yeah, I don't know because then because he gets out there's like a part that he there's like a ledge he gets onto and then like hangs and then falls. So it
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily 14 feet that he falls. You know what I mean?
Fair
Like
enough,
there's a
fair
little
enough.
bit of, I don't know how tall he is, but
There's
I mean
just a
if you
lot of
subtract
pieces to this puzzle.
Well, I mean
if you
the
subtract 2 feet, so you got 12 feet, and then let's just say he was 6 foot tall, so it's a 6 foot drop. I mean,
yeah, it's he could
eh,
do it. And
he
he's
could do it.
yeah. But I'm just if there's a video of another person on a different roof in a crouched position, like if that's what you're saying, then there you go. That's like
No,
that's
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the only video of the shooter that they have is the same video that I'm talking about and that everyone's talking about.
where he
Only
runs
one video.
across the roof.
There's not a different angle
Yeah,
video.
Oh, okay.
The different angle, that's a conspiracy because what they're saying is that a bullet came from behind him because there is some video where this little speck just zooms by. It was zooming by not even like in the direction of him, first of all. Second of all, it could have been a fly. Third of all, it could have like that's not even what are we talking about? And
Right.
like
Well,
this
there's
wind
another
signal's going on. I
There's
don't believe in
there's
that
a
shit.
trap door theory, which is another like he's not even dead. I mean, there's a lot of bullshit flying around, you know. And this whole thing, I mean, then the trans boyfriend's got to be in on it. There's no real letter. There's no real texting. You know what I mean? It's a lot to swallow. And then also, like, who knows? Is it the deep state of our own country? Is it friggin' Israel? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's really behind it? If it's not this guy, yeah, I think people enjoy going down like these,
Rabbit
these
holes.
rabbit holes.
of course.
It's
Well,
just kind of fun.
the other thing too is, like I said, I was with you until you got to the characters, Candace. Now I'm not. But like, you, you can't if you're Israel. Well, if you're anybody and you are trying to set up a hit, let's just say I'm trying to kill Zeus. Okay, I cannot tell Hot Carl, Mike, Jason, the whole town of fucking Washington D.C. I can't tell them not doing that because what's gonna happen? Somebody's gonna fucking say something. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Like so,
It's the old
so
adage,
she's claiming,
two can keep a secret if one of them are dead.
yeah. So she's saying that all these. It seems like so her claim is that that Israel had something to do with this, and all these characters are involved somehow. But that can't be true because somebody's gonna break. That just can't be.
Here's my thing. Yes, she could be clinically insane, but short of something proving that she is like bonkers or a drug addict or just a million things, short of anything like that happening, she holds a lot of credibility with me. I don't know about you guys, but I really don't think that she has anything to gain by going down this road.
I agree with you, Zeus, and I'm not saying that I'm not
I
saying
know, I know.
I think she's credible too, and I think I like watching her speak. I think she's kind of funny at the kind of shit
She's
she says.
awesome.
But like I said, I think it was fine, 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 and then you lost me. Kind of like how Carl, he was tracking, and then like the characters, now I'm lost, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, Mr. Lyman and the other guy who was a local politician, and the one guy was helping him in his candidacy, but then supposedly he
Yep.
wasn't. Like when she starts talking about all his characters, I was just
And then
like,
and then she also
How
introduced the
high does it go
coroner.
up?
The coroner is new to the position, and that's weird. And somebody had moved from Virginia and now lived in Utah. Like, why are we moving to Utah? Like,
yeah, it got
okay, Candace. Now now you are looking for an answer that's maybe not there.
right.
You know what I mean? And I get it. Like,
But
she lost
the
her friend. She
frightening
lost her
thing is,
good
what if
friend.
everything she's saying is straight up real? That's even more frightening.
There can't be a whole town of individuals involved in this. There can't be. I can't for a second believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that either. I don't believe that either. And I'm not ready to believe that this kid's just a patsy and he's
No, no,
really
no.
innocent or he's an agent of Mossad. Like I'm not ready to go there. I need to see more. So if Candace wants to keep digging and presents more shit that makes me scratch my head. Like I heard something I was talking to somebody last night that you guys know who also saw some Candace videos and was found her very, very convincing because she's coming across like Zeus
Yeah.
says, like we all say, as a pretty sincere person who actually is starting to maybe think that there's more to the story. Like fair enough, Candace, whatever. But she apparently in some real, or maybe it was somebody else related to conspiracies, that Charlie Kirk's wife, she's like, "Oh, did you know Charlie Kirk's wife used to work for Donald Trump?" And I'm like, if you're talking about when she was a beauty pageant contestant in Miss America or
Oh yeah, I
whatever,
heard about that.
and he owned it, then I guess you could say technically he worked for him, but she met Charlie Kirk much later when she was like this accomplished woman and
Well,
older.
and there is a connection with Charlie
Like,
Kirk prior to all this, that his dad was one of the people that was a big figure in building Trump Towers. So
yeah, yeah, he was
Kirk
like
had
a, yeah.
probably Kirk had probably met Trump before that. I don't think that that really plays into any of this, but
Well, I mean, I don't either. And like, what does that mean? Trump set them up? Like, it's an arranged marriage? Like,
no,
what are
no,
we
no,
getting at? Like, I don't think it matters.
no.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not endorsing those theories, but they are interesting.
Well,
Um,
right. It makes people go, ooh, I didn't know that. Like, maybe there's something going on here. It's just, it kind of explains maybe the popularity of something like this. I think people, they love a conspiracy. Like, we've been talking about the JFK assassination,
for
for
70
Jesus,
years.
60 years or whatever since, you know what I mean? Since it happened.
Yeah.
Um, so I think people like this kind of intrigue. You know what I mean? It's more interesting than, oh, here was this kid. He hated Charlie Kirk because he had a trans boyfriend, so he shot him. You know what I mean? Which
Which honestly,
it's Occam's razor.
this is what I think. I really think that it was him.
Yeah.
And and I think that because what people are saying, oh well, he grew up conservative. He couldn't have hated him for that long. Like, he just, well, here's the thing. When you love somebody, you do weird shit.
Yep.
Okay? And I think that it was that, like almost like I'll do anything for love kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so he goes and he takes out this person that's spewing hate and hurting his boyfriend,
Right.
girlfriend, whatever it is.
Right.
That's what I think his mentality was. But
And if you want to go all choreographs, conspiracy, whatever, who's to say there wasn't somebody that was in this guy's ear, a a external, outside of the loop, outside of the circle of people that are involved in this story, that was just like, yeah, you should totally kill that guy. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. I doubt that's the
Well,
case.
no,
well, it's
I
not.
get.
There's not been any messages there. So the Discord server is another thing. There's not been any Discord server messages or whatever that have come out and said that he's planning on doing this.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
Well, what about the whole dozens of people indicated that they knew it was going to happen before it happened? Like that's a
Who?
part of this too. They found like
I
more than
believe that a
20,
few days before he said something.
yeah, within days before September 10th, there were people saying, "Watch what happens at the Charlie Kirk event, September 10th." Blah 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 blah. I mean, like there was over at least 20 accounts on like either Discord or Reddit or all of the above. So they were wondering if they should investigate that this was more than that. This might have been a
Oh
conspiracy.
yeah, I think I did see something like that. Yeah, well
So,
Yeah,
maybe he did.
what do
Shit.
you guys
Yeah, maybe.
think?
But Discord's maybe. I think I did say something about like what's going on Discord.
yeah, you
Like,
did last when we did our
Discord's weird.
episode.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like Discord, from my understanding,
so
is
is Reddit.
Oh,
yeah,
I
but
love Reddit though.
Discord is like famously known for like that's where pedophiles like lurk.
Mm,
So Discord's shady as fuck. I think it's because they delete messages as soon as they come through or something like that. But
okay.
here's my question. Do you think we're going to find out something with this that makes us question our government more, or do you think that we've got at least at bare minimum most of the truth? Do you feel like we could get hit with something like a guy with tactical gear, a new video,
Mm,
anything like that? Candace Owens is not wrong.
I don't know. I think that this was a crazed individual
Yeah, yeah.
who was in love and
But but
didn't want to hear this person talking about trans people anymore. Talk about.
I
Right.
just don't like where we're at in the world where we're even having this discussion. You know what I mean? Of what ifs and could have beens, things like that.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where
We
like
question everything.
we question, we don't believe them anymore. Like
Anybody.
we don't believe law enforcement, we don't believe about the government, we don't believe the media. Like it's gotten crazy. And then you have this poor girl, whether she's crazy or not, I'm talking about Candace.
Yeah.
She lost her friend and she's convinced that there's more to the story than they're telling. And so she's going to keep fucking, I guess, digging and digging and telling us what she found out. And who knows? You know, I mean, like at this point, nothing would surprise me. That's the sad thing. Like I would just be
I
like,
kind
oh,
of put it on. We've had this discussion before. I kind of put it on the level of if aliens did come here, everybody's either going to kill themselves because all their religion, everything that they base their entire lives on, gets screwed, or they embrace it and do what I would probably do. I'd be like, "Woo, come get me!" But the point is like if she was right, if this was a complete false story all around, you
I'm a
know,
psyop.
what's his name is MK Ultra. Tyler is MK Ultra, and his boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call him, is MK Ultra. You know what I'm talking about, right?
You're
If
talking about that they're part of a conspiracy?
Yeah, like if we were to find out that that was true, it could have similar effects. Maybe not on the level of aliens coming, Project Bluebeam, crazy shit, but it could have a really, really devastating effect on the American psyche if we found out that this was completely set up, like Charlie Kirk was just the best person to kill right now to distract us from something even more horrific down the road.
Right. Well, that's like
Whatever.
it's the kind of shit
Well,
we never find out. It's like the JFK
yeah.
type shit.
It's
We
like
never
that. What
find
was
that
it
out.
on X Files? The two guys, they were like, "We change the world every day, and nobody will ever know
Oh,
it."
the Men in Black.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Well, we didn't find anything like that out about
Yeah,
crooks.
we still don't
yeah,
know
like
anything about
everything was
Crooks.
clean. His
Well, yeah,
house was.
but no,
That's what they're
Crooks,
saying with
no,
this guy
Crooks. I
is.
have no. That just became a non-story because the media didn't want to talk about it anymore. But the
Well, that
Crooks
seems
thing,
like this. What this is how? Because
well, but the Crooks thing, he clearly was a government agent. Because they didn't even sell us the crazy. They sold us very little, and then he just was gone. Like they didn't even there's you know what I mean? Like and the way the Secret Service handled that day, you know, I mean that just reeked of they wanted him to be taken out. No doubt about it. Like I'm sorry, I believe our government was behind that. I'll believe it till the
Which
day I die.
side? Which side?
I'm
That's
talking about the side that he's there to take out. I'm talking about the deep state. I'm talking about the Democratic Party, the people that want to turn our country into a shithole. Those people.
okay.
Yeah, they didn't want Trump to run because they thought he might win. And you know what? They were right.
Right.
Well, I mean, like I said, as much as I'm like this, I just think this is a crazy individual who is just in love and he decided to take this guy out. Like, there is
Right.
some
You
weird stuff.
believe in it.
Like, number one, how come Mr. Twigs ain't talking? Because there's not a gag order. How come Daddy ain't coming out? How come the people from the Discord haven't come out and said anything? How come people that were his friends haven't come out and said anything? How come? Like, why haven't they gone on Good Morning America or whatever?
Well, what are they going to say?
Nobody has said anything. Try to like, I don't know, because apparently now he was innocent. Apparently now what the story is he didn't even do it. He just turned himself in because he wanted to clear his name.
Well,
That's what he turned himself in.
but who's saying that? Candace, right? I mean, like,
Yeah, but like that's now the story.
what? That's what
That
his lawyers are
that's
saying that he
that's
didn't do it?
Candace said that that is what she's being told by the family.
Wow.
That he didn't, that they all believe he's innocent.
That the reason he turned himself in is because he wanted to clear his name.
Okay.
But yet they find his DNA on bullets. But I'm like, you guys can't even fucking get a goddamn DNA sample turned around in 6 weeks for anything else. But you got an overnight sample for this kid? I don't think so.
Yeah.
All right. So you're skeptical. You believe it, but you're skeptical of
Yeah.
some of it. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's what I'm
fair.
saying. I think most of it's true. He killed him. He was involved, but were there external forces? Again, I'm not going MK Ultra tinfoil hat, but
No, you're saying that possibly a government agent of some country, ours or Israel or whoever, might have sort of planted the bug in this kid's ear. Is that what
I
you're like?
wouldn't surprise me. You
No,
can
it
do
wouldn't
a lot with
surprise
one
me.
conversation, man.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we just found out there were almost 300 fucking government agents amongst the crowd on fucking what is it? The
Yes, it.
insurrection.
Yeah.
The big, yeah, what was it?
J6.
January, why can't I
J6.
think of it?
Six.
January 6th, J6.
January 6th. Yeah, see, I blocked it out of my mind because I knew it was bullshit. But they just found that out. You know what I mean? And then when the Governor Whitmer kidnapping, they found out like 12 of the 14 guys were feds. You know what I mean? So the possibility that there's something insidious behind this kid, even if he did it, I suppose that's possible.
Yeah.
You know, how many times a day do we hear something and we just go with it? And we're relatively, speaking for you guys, relatively well balanced mentally. Imagine somebody that's going through like he's 22, he's from a far right family,
He's
he's
got a trans
gay,
boyfriend.
he
Yeah.
can't accept that because I firmly believe that some people are raised in such religious or some kind of
It's
ideology.
Utah.
Yeah,
And
it's Utah.
So they were conservative if they were
my
conservative.
my
You know what I
first
mean?
theory was that Kirk got shot because he wasn't right enough. It was just a
Yeah,
theory.
that was
Yeah.
bullshit too.
No, but you can see where it comes from. But yeah, so kid
Well,
is
no, he had a
all right.
trans boyfriend.
I know. What I'm saying
Before we knew him.
is that can break your brain when you're going against everything that you were raised to believe was how things were.
Sure.
And I firmly believe that that could have been the case here too. Is that he
Of
just
course.
fucking went crazy and did all this. That probably we're never going to know the complete story, or we already know the complete story. I don't know. It's very interesting.
The other thing I'm kind of like, okay, is how come Erica's not saying nothing? Like Erica's not like coming out and be like, Candace, shut the fuck up. Leave it be. She's not saying that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm Erica, I'm probably keeping a low profile now too, because every time the woman opened her mouth, anything she did at the funeral, anything she did at the big, when they had the big arena filled with the Christian worshipers all for his funeral, basically, people were saying it was contrived, that it's all fake, that she just, that she's in on it or she's benefiting from it, and that's what this was all about.
Yeah, and
You
there was
know,
financial woes within Turning Point USA, and then this, yeah,
and
I don't.
now she's in charge of it. You know what I mean? Like she I don't know. People are criticizing the way a woman mourns the death of her husband. Like I mean, it's just like I could see her being like, I'm done with the camera for a while. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take a little time.
I'd like to
I can't
assume
imagine
that
there could
she
have been
is
this
legit.
company was. I want to know what the net worth of Turning Point USA is, because
Got to be a
I
lot.
don't think that there's not I don't think it's that much to be killed for.
It's a
Price
lot, but
house.
I don't think anybody
You know what I
killed.
mean?
Yeah, I don't think she killed him for the money. I mean, she had the lifestyle. She was, you know what I mean? Like she was all
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure he
hear
was
you.
not hurting. I'm sure they were what they opened up like 300 uh what do you call it, chapters after he died all across the US. There's got to be money in
No,
it.
thousands,
Yeah.
thousands.
Yeah. So it probably brought in a good chunk of change. Are you looking up how much money Turning Point has?
Yeah, but aren't they
Uh,
like a nonprofit? So
yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not a Courtney Love situation going on here.
so like his salary was like $500,000. Okay, that's not
It's not bad.
okay.
And that's
They're
not
not hurting. They're comfortable.
and that's his
Yeah, they're
salary
fine.
from Turning Point, right? Maybe not
Yeah,
from
that
the
he that yeah.
podcast, maybe not from the events.
Well, I
That's
think that was all in. I think that's
okay.
all under Turning Point.
Okay.
I would think so.
Still
Yeah,
500.
because when you own a company, you pay yourself. So
Yeah, it's his baby. He does all the work anyway. You know, he should make $500,000 a year if they're getting that kind of money coming
Just
in.
joking. I wouldn't have.
He's
Yeah.
got bills to pay.
yeah,
It's
kids
All
need
Friday.
food.
right.
You got
Well,
a job.
I guess we all agree that for now
We're satisfied.
we believe what we're being told, and we're not on Team Candace all the way yet. But she definitely makes you think about a couple of things. And
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where her little investigative team what they dig up next. But I'm with you, Desiree. The whole town being in on this, I mean, that's impossible. Like I'm not. That's silliness.
I'll tell you what, she gets taken out in some squirrely fashion. I'm gonna fucking drink the Kool-Aid. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Wait for the
something
comment.
weird happens with her because she's very much in the public eye. Nothing should happen to her unless people are very confident.
Well, something happened to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but he was standing in the middle of 3,000 people with no Secret Service, just his own private.
No, I'm saying
I'm
that
good.
you're saying if anything happens to Candace Owens now, you're going to be very blown. You know, it'll affect you. What I'm saying is that Charlie Kirk, they got to him. You know what I mean? They could get to anybody.
So
Yeah,
and then there's this thing. This isn't a Candace Owens thing, but now they're saying that there was not an autopsy,
that I don't
Oh,
think is
and
true.
so now they're like, why wasn't there not an autopsy? Like the days, like the
They were
inmates, like
also
why
saying
wasn't
that
there
he
an
was
autopsy?
dead in the van. Like he was dead.
He
Dead.
what?
yeah, he was dead. He was
By
dead
the
No,
on the
time
way
yeah,
to
he
the
got
we
in the
knew
hospital.
that.
van to take him to the hospital, he was in the
Yeah,
pearly
he was
gates.
gone. Yeah, yeah.
But, but they didn't tell us
I
until like,
think they may have done what they could. They may, like I was telling you, Zeus,
Yeah,
we
they were
keep
trying to
dead
keep him
bodies
alive.
alive all the time. We do it all
yeah,
the time.
fair
They try
enough.
to, but there you can't. There's only so much you can really do. Um, it kind. I'm
Well,
kind. Mom, like, what do you need an autopsy for? What do you need an autopsy for?
right, you got clearly got
Clearly,
we
we
know his
saw
cause of
what
death.
happened.
Yeah,
What the fuck else is there?
and a lot of families will object to the autopsy. They'll say no, we don't want that done. You know, I mean,
Well,
but I thought if it was a homicide, it was an
yeah,
automatic. Yeah,
if it's a homicide, but even then, like, if it's a yeah, it's a coroner's case. But like again, that bullet wound to the neck. Hey, that was
right.
it.
That's right.
I don't know what else you need to
Yeah, a
know.
shot to the neck is pretty much in every case a death sentence. Very, very few times where
Right.
you survive that because
Yeah,
it's
even if
so
there was
vascular.
contributing factors, heart disease, colon cancer, it wouldn't have mattered. None of that stuff contributed to that.
He died with COVID.
Well, no, we know how he died, but if an autopsy is standard operating procedure for a homicide, and they just automatically, sorry, F you family, we have to do this by law, then they would have done one. And if you're saying that none, I just don't know what the law is out there in Cal. I don't
I
know if you can object to it and say we don't want you to do it. We know
I
how he
don't know.
died,
I
you
don't know,
know.
but I think so. I think you can. I think you can object to it. Like I think it's like SOP, you know, with unless there's presence objection.
Even
I
if
don't know
it
though.
makes
I
sense.
mean,
I think a lot of families do it. They don't want the body all cut up and shit. That's you know what I mean. They're just like, no,
yeah, if you're the coroner, and the patient's wife is saying, "Don't cut my husband up," I don't think you're gonna do it.
Right.
That's just like that's like
But
ethical
that's
to
a
me.
lot of families will object to that. You know what I mean? Like if they know it's a heart attack, they're like, we don't want an autopsy. We want to have we want the services like now. Like we're
Yeah.
not.
And there's a lot more stuff than just a homicide that's coroner's case. Somebody comes in and they die in the ER, that's a coroner's case. They die 24 hours after admission, that's a coroner's case. Like,
Yeah, of course.
and they don't do autopsies on all of those people. So,
Huh.
Hmm.
Well,
Well,
yep.
do you think
I
we've
guess
covered this?
what's this?
Do you think we've covered this enough?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
Desiree, if you think you're done,
Yeah,
I think we've been on for
Oh
a while.
gosh, this is a good one.
It's interesting stuff, and we'll see if Candace unearths anything else. But right now, I think the three of us we're going with Tyler as the guy,
And there's some
and
yeah.
squirreliness.
there's some squirreliness around it that maybe more will come to light. We'll let you know if we find out. But until then, have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next time. Yeah, it's time. We're wrapping it up. We've been on for a while.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody.
Bye.
The Friends of Zeus podcast. Zeus, Mike, and John, Desiree, Jack, here on the Friends of Zeus podcast. The Friends of Zeus podcast with Zeus and Mike and Tom too, with Desiree and Jack too, here on the Friends of Zeus podcast.